Hello, my name is Harrison, and what we're going to do today is launch or create an instance on AWS on the free tier, and after that we are going to launch and access the instance via SSH and access it via the internet. Install the Apache server, then be able to launch, access the server over the internet. So I'm going to load the default website that's available on Apache, and so I'm going to do this process end to end. How to create an instance, how to set up an Apache server on that instance, and then finally be able to set up the necessary security groups, as well as the key pairs for SSH access. So here we go. The first step is you need to log into the AWS management console. What is displaying on my screen is that console. I've been able to log in. I had signed up and got the credentials, so I've logged in. The second step would be to select the EC2 service, and the services, you'll be able to pick the EC2, and when you click on EC2, it will bring you to the dashboard. So on the dashboard, there's the option of launching the instance. So we click on launch instance. After that, now we're going to name this demo web server. After that, now there's the application that's preset IMIs or the Amazon machine images that you can be able to use. I'm going to go with Ubuntu. Ubuntu 64-bit architecture. The instance type is going to be T2 micro. That's one virtual CPU, 1 GB memory. And this is because it's also part of the free tier. What we're going to do next is create a new key pair and name this demo web server. Then what we're going to do next is create a .ppk so that we can use this with PuTTY and then create the key pair. What will happen is that it will download and you'll be able to authenticate that key pair with your instance. The next step is to create a security group. This is allowing SSH traffic from anywhere. You can allow HTTPS and HTTP traffic to allow internet access or web access for your instance. And then finally, we're going to launch the instance so that we can now log in and set up the web server. There are two ways to connect. You can use PuTTY, which is a local client, SSH client on your machine, or you can connect to the instance via the web SSH client provided by Amazon. So here we go. Okay, so once we've been able to set up the instance, we can access the Bash client using the the session manager on AWS and be able to install Apache. So what we're going to do is sudo apt install Apache 2. It's going to give us that prompt. Do you want to continue the operation? You click yes, and then it will proceed to install. Once it's properly installed Apache, we want to check if the Apache service is running, so we do service Apache 2 status. And you can see that it is running. Now, for us to be able to access the default homepage or the default web page, we need to go back to our instance. Let me close this. We can go back to the EC2 dashboard and be able to look at our instance. The instance was called the demo web server. Here we go. This is a public IP address. We're gonna copy that and then access it via the web browser. And you can see we get the default Ubuntu Apache default web page. Now, there are several ways we can install. We can actually now proceed to build a website. We can now be able to install a local SSH client and WinSCP or FTP client, where we can be able to push these files to the website. Now, as you can see, I'm in the home folder. Let's go back to the root folder and let's look at what's inside the var www. That's www. That's where the website is gonna be hosted. So let's do cd html. Then let's list it. We can see that there's the index.html, the one that has just been the one that we've just seen on the default page. As you can see, this is a HTML code. This is where you are going to write all your code, or just in that specific folder. That's where we're going to list or hosts the website. So I've walked you through how to set up an instance, how to set up an Apache server, and then finally how to launch your website on the server or the instance that you've just hosted. On the next, there are a few other steps where you can use Route 53, the domain name service, to set up a domain name and link it to your IP address. You can use Elastic IP addresses, where you allocate static IPs to your instances to make sure that the IP do not change. And then you have a fully functioning website hosted on the free tier on AWS. Thank you.